Welcome to the History Curiosities channel. In this video, I'll be discussing some of the most curious events in history. From strange coincidences to unbelievable feats, these stories will leave you amazed. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. In the shadowy corners of ancient myths and legends, a name whispers tales of mystery and intrigue: Lilith. Was she a demon, a witch, or perhaps a symbol of women's emancipation? Let's unravel the enigma of Lilith, a figure that has both terrified and inspired civilizations for millennia. And before we dive deep, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to stay updated with our latest content. Applause music. Number 1. The Sumerian Lilith. While many associate Lilith with ancient scriptures, her roots trace back to Sumerian Babylonian mythology. One of the earliest mentions is in the myth of the Hulapu tree, an epic Sumerian poem dating around 2000 BC. In this tale, the tree, a gift from a god to the goddess Inanna, becomes home to three creatures: a serpent at its roots, the Anzu bird in its branches, and a maiden or-witch named Lilith in its trunk. The hero King Gilgamesh battles these creatures, and after defeating them, Lilith flees. Gilgamesh then crafts a throne and bed for Inanna from the tree. Number 2. The Sumerian Lilith. Beyond the Hulapu tree tale, Sumerian mythology speaks of the Lilith, female demons that haunt deserts and open fields. These creatures drain men's vitality during the night and prey on newborns and pregnant women, causing grave illnesses. They are believed to despise mothers because their own offspring cannot survive, their breasts filled with venom instead of milk. To ward off these night demons, Babylonian priests performed exorcisms, using amulets and offerings to the gods. It's worth noting that in Sumerian Akkadian versions, there's no mention of the Lilith being Lilith's offspring, a detail present in later Talmudic interpretations. Number 3. Amulets against Lilith. In 1933, one of the oldest amulets designed to protect against Lilith was discovered in Arslan Tash, Syria. Dating back to the 7th or 8th century BC, this stone tablet, hung in the home of an expectant mother, bore an inscription: "O you who fly in dark chambers, depart from here at once, Lilith, thief and bone breaker." It was believed that seeing her name would make Lilith flee, sparing mothers and children. Number 4. The significance of amulets. In ancient times, the unexplained deaths of women and children due to diseases left desert communities in despair. Amulets against Lilith and other supernatural beings offered solace to those grieving the loss of loved ones or hoping to shield them from harm. In essence, Lilith became a scapegoat for unexplained human tragedies, and amulets symbolized hope against the inexorable march of death. Number 5. Lilith in Genesis. Many are aware of the numerous empires that have dominated the Jewish people throughout history. The Sumerian Babylonians, with their rich mythology, left an indelible mark on Jewish religious thought. A subtle nod to Lilith appears in Genesis, where it's mentioned that God created both man and woman on the sixth day, yet later, Eve is created from Adam's rib. This apparent contradiction led to two interpretations, one suggesting Adam was originally hermaphroditic, and was separated on the seventh day, and the other positing that Adam's first companion left him for unknown reasons, necessitating Eve's creation. This nameless first companion would later be identified as Lilith in medieval texts like the alphabet of Ben Sira. Number 6. Lalili in the Book of Zohar. Also known as Kabbalah, one of the foundational texts of Jewish mystical thought written around 1300 AD, it suggests that Lilith emerged with the light of mercy on the first day of creation when God said, "Let there be light." After this light was concealed, holiness was surrounded by a shell of wickedness, giving form to a being known as Lilith. Number 7. Lilith according to Isaiah. Beyond Genesis, the Bible also references her, not as Adam's partner, but as a supernatural being. In chapter 34, Isaiah indicates that God will seek vengeance against the unfaithful Edomites, turning their land into a chaotic and barren desert. Here, wild cats will consort with hyenas, and satyrs will call to one another. In this desolation, Lilith will find rest. The exact nature of this Lilith in Isaiah's apocalyptic prophecy remains unclear, but some scholars interpret this Lilith as a desert demon. Number 8, Lilith the Witch. Ancient documents are subject to various interpretations during translation. The Bible, throughout history, has had ambiguous passages interpreted in multiple ways. In the King James Version, Lilith is translated as the screech owl, a demonic bird from Babylon. The Revised Standard Version refers to Lilith as the night hag, while the 1917 Jewish Publication Society's Holy Scriptures call her the night monster. The Hebrew text and its most accurate translations use the word Lilith in Isaiah's passage, but other versions prefer interpretations of Lilith as a bird, nocturnal creature, or even a witch. Number 9, Song for a Sage. Beyond the Bible, Lilith seems to be mentioned in one of the 800 scrolls found on the shores of the Dead Sea in the 1990s. One of the scrolls contains a hymn, possibly used in exorcisms, titled Song for a Sage, which reads, "And I, the sage, sound the majesty of his beauty to terrify and confound all the destroying angels and the spirits of the bastards, demons, Lilith. To shatter and stun the men of perdition, and to cast down their dead bodies." Number 10, the Alphabet of Ben Sira. The Alphabet of Ben Sira, created sometime between 800 and 900 AD, serves as a sort of parody of the Judeo-Christian tradition. In this version, Lilith was not content with assuming a submissive role in intimacy with Adam. She decided to leave him after uttering the true name of God, flying away from Eden. This act led God to send 3 angels to the shores of the Red Sea to persuade her to return to Adam. She refused, leading God to curse her, causing her to lose the children she bore. In response to this curse, Lilith vowed to afflict all newborn children on earth, sparing only those who bore an amulet inscribed with the names of the 3 angels, Sanoi, Sansonoi, and Samangelof. According to the curse, if boys did not have the amulet, they would be taken on the 8th day, and if girls did not have the amulet, they would be taken on the 12th or 20th day, destined for Sheol, the Jewish underworld. Number 11, why Lilith rejected Adam. According to the Alphabet of Ben Sira, Lilith's rejection of Adam was because she saw herself as his equal, as both were created simultaneously from the earth. She felt it made no sense to submit to his desires during intimacy. She renounced paradise to be free and live as she wished, rather than living in the shadow of a man who saw her as inferior. She became a demon due to the pain of losing her cursed children by God, but she chose to live with that loss rather than give up her freedom. Number 12, why God punished Lilith. While some scholars believe Lilith's punishment of losing her children was due to her leaving Adam or for lying with demons, another interpretation by researchers Graves and Patai suggests that Lilith's severe punishment had nothing to do with Adam. Instead, it was because she invoked the true name of God upon leaving him. This act was a sacrilege in Jewish tradition. By invoking the true name of something, one gains the power to know and acquire its essence. Pronouncing God's name becomes a supreme audacity, far greater than ignoring divine commands. By using his real name, she was equating herself with God. Number 13, Lilith the Temptress. The Book of Zohar tells a tale of Lilith's revenge. After wandering the earth, Lilith returned to paradise and, upon seeing Adam, became jealous of being replaced. This led her to take the form of a serpent and tempt Eve to taste the forbidden fruit. Number 14, Lilith's lovers. In the early Middle Ages, Lilith had several lovers, either demons or fallen angels, such as Samael, Abaddon, and Asmodeus. According to Talmudic tradition, Samael was the archangel of strength and will, one of the 7 rulers of the world, served by millions of angels. His task was to destroy unrepentant sinners. In Christian belief, he's identified with Lucifer. However, in Jewish belief, even though he's a fallen angel, he's not considered evil as he serves God's designs, even in hell or Sheol. In the Bible, Abaddon is the name of an angel described as the king of an army of locusts that will appear in the apocalypse. Depending on interpretation, when the apocalypse comes, he will either fight for God against the corruption of humanity or alongside Lucifer. His exact allegiance, whether he's an angel or demon, remains unclear. The third fallen angel/demon is Asmodeus, a demonic king who sows dissipation and error. He became popular during the Renaissance as he patronized gambling houses. Number 15, Lilith's children. In the Talmud, there's another version of the curse of the Lilim, Lilith's children. After leaving Eden, Lilith had a romance with the demon Samael, with whom she had numerous offspring. However, God, alarmed at the possibility of Lilith's children invading every corner of the earth, condemned her to give birth to 100 children every dawn, who would inevitably die at midnight. Some Talmudic scholars believe the Lilim die because God deprived them of souls, so their physical bodies can't sustain life in the world, driven essentially by the will of the Spirit. Other scholars suggest that it's the archangels themselves who exterminate them. Number 16, Moses' plea. In other interpretations of the Bible, it's not the angels or God who kill the Lilim, but Lilith herself. In the collection of Midrash, Exodus 16-25, Moses pleads with God not to destroy the people of Israel so that the nations of the world don't consider him cruel. He says, "The generation of the flood came, and you destroyed them. The generation of the dispersion came, and you scattered them. The Sodomites, the Egyptians came, and you destroyed them. God, don't be like Lilith, who kills her own children." Number 17, Babylonian Talmud. Little is known about the identity of Lilith's children, except for those mentioned in the Babylonian Talmud who survived to adulthood. In one of the fragments of the Talmud, Rabbah said, "I saw Hormin, the son of Lilith, running on the battlement of the wall of Mahuzah, and a rider, galloping below on horseback, could not overtake him. Once they saddled 2 mules which stood on 2 bridges of the Rognag, and he jumped from one to the other, forwards and backwards, holding in his hands 2 cups of wine, pouring alternately from one to the other, without spilling one drop." Some scholars suggest that Hormin might be a scribal error for the word Hormiz, attested in some Talmudic manuscripts, or even a deformation of the name Ormuzd, a god of light and goodness in Zoroastrianism. This would be ironic since his supposed mother represents darkness. Number 18, Bagdana, king of the Liliths. Another of Lilith's children is Bagdana, a demonic king mentioned in protective spells of 80 enchantment bowls found in Jewish settlements when they were under the control of the Sasanian Empire of Babylon between the 4th and 6th centuries BC. These bowls were buried upside down between the foundations of the house or in the ground near the house to trap the demon or devil. Number 19, Lilith in enchantment bowls. In the enchantment bowls, there are also references written in Babylonian Aramaic, Syriac, Mandaic, Middle Persian, and Arabic, suggesting that Lilith can shapeshift. Lilith can invade homes, taking the form of the wife to seduce the husband or the husband to seduce the wife. In her female form, if she becomes pregnant, she will try to eliminate the couple's children. The same happens if a woman gives birth to one of her children conceived with Lilith in male form. These children are born with wings, revealing them as non-human, and causing rejection. Lilith's representation in the enchantment bowls is usually a figure with arms and legs chained, indicating the family's control over Lilith and other demons. Lilith and the demons are depicted frontally, with large eyes and hands in a static posture. Number 20, Lilith the courtesan. In the Zohar, a foundational book of the Kabbalistic stream, Lilith is a beautiful and dangerous courtesan. She adorns herself and waits at street corners and avenues to attract men. When a fool approaches her, she embraces and kisses him, mixing her wine with snake venom for him. Once he has drunk, he turns to her, and when she sees that he has turned away from the path of truth, she removes all the adornments she had put on for this fool and shows him her true face, the face of death. Here are the trappings she uses to seduce humanity. She has long, red hair like a lily, a face that's white and rosy. 6 earrings hang from her ears. Her bed is made of Egyptian linen. All the ornaments of the East surround her neck. Her mouth is shaped like a small door, beautified with cosmetics. She has a tongue sharp as a sword, and her words are as soft as oil. Her beautiful lips are red like lilies, sweetened with all the sweetness of the world. She is dressed in purple and adorned with 39 ornaments. Number 21, Agrimas, son of Adam. Not all of Lilith's children were conceived with angels or demons. In the Kabbalistic text of the Zohar, Adam decided to separate from Eve and fast for 130 years to reflect on the reasons that led Cain to become a murderer. While meditating, Lilith appeared before him under the name of Pina, a young maiden, and seduced him, conceiving a demonic son named Agrimas. This son became a demonic king who was later subdued by Methuselah, who forced him to name his other brothers, allowing Methuselah to banish them to the sea and mountains. Number 22, Aluka. In other versions, rabbinic texts suggest that Lilith had a daughter named Aluka with the demon Abaddon, who also survived to adulthood. This daughter, after witnessing the death of her father and brothers at the hands of humans in some versions and angels in others, decided to use the powers of her parents to take revenge on humanity. She seduced men and gave them so much power that they were forced to take their own lives or live a sad life of celibacy, unable to match the ecstasy achieved with her with other women. And, like what happened with her mother, magical talismans made of bronze and silk and marked with Kabbalistic symbols were created that protected the bearer from Aluka's seduction. Number 23, Lilith in the Middle Ages. During the Middle Ages, Lilith's figure was associated with witches and witchcraft. She was believed to be the one who taught women the secrets of witchcraft. In the 13th century, the Pope Gregory IX issued a papal bull that condemned the belief in witches and their practices. However, this did not stop the belief in Lilith and her association with witches. Many believed that she was the queen of witches and that she held nocturnal meetings with her followers, where they would engage in orgies and other sinful acts. This belief persisted throughout the Middle Ages and even into the Renaissance period. Number 24, Lilith in modern times. In modern times, Lilith has been reclaimed by many feminist movements as a symbol of female empowerment and resistance against patriarchal norms. She is seen as a figure who refused to submit to male authority and chose to live on her own terms. Many modern interpretations of Lilith focus on her independence, strength, and determination. She has been portrayed in various forms of media, including literature, art, and music. Some see her as a villain, while others view her as a misunderstood heroine. Number 25, Lilith in popular culture. Lilith has made her mark in popular culture, appearing in various forms of media. She has been portrayed as a seductress, a demon, a feminist icon, and even a vampire. Some of the most popular portrayals of Lilith include the TV show Supernatural, where she is a powerful demon, and the first woman created by God before Eve. In the TV show True Blood, Lilith is portrayed as the first vampire and is worshipped by other vampires. In the Underworld film series, she is a powerful vampire elder. In music, artists like Stevie Nicks and Sarah McLachlan have referenced Lilith in their songs. The Lilith Fair, a music festival that celebrated female artists, was named after her. In literature, Lilith has been portrayed in various ways, from a seductress to a powerful witch. She continues to be a figure of fascination and inspiration for many. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, make sure to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We'll be back soon with more curiosities from history.